We welcome you here back to the campus of Holy Cross College for Holy Cross Women's Soccer Media Day here in Notre Dame, Indiana. Tanner Camp, happy to be joined with Omar Gallo, the head coach for the women's soccer team, the man that does it all here at Holy Cross when it comes to soccer. And, Coach, let's just start with last season. Unfortunately, injuries were part of last season. I mean, the talent is there. You have players like Olivia Shaw, like Nicole Cook, Taylor Primack, a lot of talent, but fortunately, the injuries just were a big part of last season. Still managed 6, 6, and 7 overall, and was able to sneak their way into the postseason tournament and a 2-0 loss against ONU. But just kind of sum up with last season, because I talk with the other workers in our company, and the reality is, if you guys don't get injured, I genuinely believe you guys are hosting at least one match here at Holy Cross. Just your kind of initial thoughts, and what were some of the things you had the players focus on this summer as in preparation for the regular season?
Yeah, unfortunate of what happened last year, but it's part of the game, and I think what I appreciated with our program last year, as we continue to build our vision and values as a program, one of those values is perseverance. And what we try to do within our program is every training session implement that, every game implement our values, and when things aren't going our way, how can we get back to those values? And I think that's what stood out last year. A lot of things didn't go our way, conceded goals. I think it was 5 games we conceded goals in the last 3-4 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And so though we were, expected to finish maybe in the top 4, top 3 of the standings, I was proud of the girls. Their perseverance allowed us to still get in the tournament. A lot of programs, a lot of players were just thrown in the towel, when you have 5 or 6 starters out for the season. Mm-hmm. But I was really proud of them to persevere through those moments. This offseason, we focused a lot on injury prevention. We did how we can manage our workload, just from a physical standpoint, but most importantly, with both programs, we've invested a lot into the mental side of the game, whether it's with Lynn, with E-Colors, and with Jason Thompson, with the mental edge. Mm-hmm. We've really invested in the mental component, and I think that's the number one difference that I think we're going to have going into this season compared to the last couple seasons.
Of course, when it comes to the players that you'll miss the most for this Holy Cross team, of course, Lauren Saranac, of course, spent 1 year at Goshen, then eventually spent her last 4 here with the Saints, and I tell you what, for being the program's all-time leader with goals and points, and that is a player that is really tough to kind of have to replace. And just from a leadership standpoint, she always did a great job at gathering the players together during tough moments and keeping them with high spirits. So tell us a little bit about the impact that Lauren had. But the good news is you get Olivia Shaw back after, as you mentioned, missing last season with that injury. So tell us a little bit about Lauren's impact on the team and moving forward with how she was able to just get the players to stay together. And then what are your thoughts with Olivia and the importance of her impact this season?
Yeah, I mean, losing Lauren Saranac is a massive loss for our program, right? And I mean, you get a player that's over 100 points within your program. It's a big loss, right? I mean, we'll definitely miss her. There's no secret there. But it's part of the game. It's mm-hmm. part of college sports. Every program is losing a top player, right? And the question is who's going to step up in that role, right? And so we've been lucky and blessed to have most of our 5th years come back. Olivia, Cassidy. I mean, these are 4-year starters that unfortunately were out last year. Mm-hmm. So bringing back an all-conference player like Liv, seeing the work that Cass has put in as a captain. I mean, these are 2 5th-year captains that have put in more work than I've ever seen. So we're really excited. Both those girls look like they're in form. So we're excited. And then, we need to see which player is going to step up and the role that Lauren did for us last year. And I'll tell you what, we got to play Ball State yesterday. We started 3 freshmen. And, you started a freshman center back in Abigail Feltz, who did a tremendous job. Really excited about her. We think that Ariana can fill the void of Lauren, right? And you can't ask for too much as a freshman mm-hmm. and to simulate what Lauren did for us, but I think she's going to be dynamic for us. And then Erica Perez in the middle of the field. I mean, these are 3 girls that have come in that are going to continue to lift the program.
I want to take this because I saw a post, and this really was just incredible. Spring of 2019, 6 players, and then at Ball State the other day, 27 players on this roster. trust the process. I know that is a big mantra for you anytime, whether we talk, whether it's on a post or whatever it may be. But I think that really, seeing that stat right there really defines trust the process, because not only is it that you've added 21 players since that 2019 spring, these are all top tier players that don't be surprised we see a couple in your all conference, and hopefully even more hardware, both as a team and individual perspective. Just tell us a little bit about looking back on that spring of 2019 to where you're at and seeing the progress of this Holy Cross women's team. That's what makes Alumni Day so special, because you talk about they're the foundation that helped lead to where you're at. So tell us a little bit about that process when you started for spring of 2019 of having 6 to where you're at now, 27 players, and being competitive against Ball State.
Yeah, it's, without trying to get emotional here, I mean, it is a process, right? It's a process not only for the program, it's a process with the family. I mean, trying to build a program from scratch is never easy. So first and foremost, I have to give the credit to my family, my wife, my kids. I mean, there's a lot of moments when you're away from home, right? When you take over a program, it's got 6 girls remaining in the program, trying to tell administration to trust you that you're going to break in 17, 18 girls in 2019 is never an easy sell, but I'm very appreciative for Holy Cross for giving me that opportunity, to trusting me that we could build the program from scratch, and we did, and yes, I have a great amount of appreciation for this 2019 class that we brought in, but the same appreciation could be said to the 2020 class, who are also going to be seniors this year. But we'll never forget about those 6-7 girls that stuck around in that spring of 2019 when we implemented the how we wanted the standard to be, the culture. It was tough. It was a group that was not used to that, and unfortunately, we had about 7 or 8 girls that didn't want to participate in that kind of culture, and I'll forever be grateful for girls like Marika, Bella, Brooke, Riley, a lot of these girls, Jade. I mean, a lot of these girls that stuck around during that time of the year, and those girls there laid the foundation and set a standard for the other girls to come in, and that's why we were able to recruit girls like Cassidy and Selena and Olivia, Lauren, those kind of girls, right? Nicole, Taylor. I mean, a lot of these top quality players, we were able to recruit those players because of the standard that those 6-7 girls created, right? And those girls coming in on their visits, it wasn't easy. They're coming in and seeing, coach, you're training 6 girls, in an indoor session in the gym. And but like you said, it's a process, and it's everyday work. And I'm forever grateful for those 6 girls. I'm forever grateful for the this 2019-2020 class that have really stuck it out. And now you see our freshmen, our sophomores, they have no choice but to buy in, right? And so it's just it's just a ladder effect, and so we're appreciative for where the program is, and we just hope that we can continue to sustain this level.
And finally, Coach, we'll give you a wrap-up. As we already mentioned, 1-0 loss to Ball State in a scrimmage and exhibition down in Muncie, but I tell you what, that's phenomenal, as you mentioned, with the 3 freshmen that had started. Then you'll scrimmage against University of Northwestern Ohio, and then you got Grace coming up here soon, which we'll have coverage for that on our website, rrsn.com. But you take a look and you play some other Crossroads League schools like Bethel, like Goshen, and then a couple other non-conference before you get ready for CCAC play. When you just take a look at the season, and obviously other big with Stritch, as we mentioned during the men's, they're going to be closing down. Trinity International and CCSJ also no longer for the women's soccer side of things. But what are going to be some of the big things that the players are going to have to focus on in terms of on the field and off the field as well in order to have a successful season and bounce back after what happened last year?
Yeah, no, first and foremost, we got to stay healthy. Right. We got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the key for us. We got to manage our players. I mean, we got 4 or 5 girls coming off ACL injuries, right? So it was a scary year last year. Some of them just freak accidents. It was unfortunate. Some prior to coming into camp. So we have to stay healthy first and foremost. And staying healthy doesn't just mean physically. We have to be prepared mentally. We have to stay healthy mentally. That's why we've invested more resources for the mental side of things, which I'm really excited about. But, I think the other thing is staying disciplined off the field. I mean, these girls have an unbelievable opportunity this year. I really think this girls, like you said, last year, yeah, if our team was healthy, I thought we could have made a run. But this year, there's something special brewing. The culture, the bonding, the social aspect, nothing even soccer related right now. It's just the way the girls are connecting. It's very special. And it's tough. You get so caught up in coaching and tactics and preparing for the next game and on to the next game. And, we took the girls out for dinner the other night, and there I am working on the scout for our opponent, and one of the players come up to me and said, "Coach," they reminded me, because sometimes it's tough to accept what you're preaching to these players. And she said to me, "Coach, just enjoy the moment. Close the laptop. Enjoy the moment. You don't need to do the scout right now." And I said, "You know what? You're right. Right? Shut the laptop." And that alone, it was something different in that moment. And in that moment, I just got to appreciate a lot more things. And then seeing last night the work ethic, and right now working with our mental skills coaches, we talked about, once that you hit that mental block in the game, that's where we've struggled, right? That's where when we've conceded 3-4 minutes left in the game, and we talk about once you hit that mental block, your body actually has 70% left to give, and our girls are embracing that. And it's just making it fun. And I think, we get so caught up as coaches in the game preparation, but I can honestly say, like, I know it's only the first 10 days, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun with this group and really excited. So who knows what will happen, but if we can continue to keep this culture going, not necessarily even just soccer, just enjoying the moment, I think it could be a very special year for this group.
Well, Coach, we appreciate all that you do for the game of soccer and for helping us out. I know I have the real blessing to get to come out and work those games through. It's always great to get to go out to Saints Field. So appreciate all that you do, and best of luck to the women this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Once again, Omar Gallo, head coach of the women's soccer team, and you can check out all their soccer matches. Once again, August 19th, you're going to want to tune into that. It's the non-conference against the Grace Lancers on our website, rrsn.com, 10:45 Eastern Time, to tune into that game here. Once again, Tanner Camp from Holy Cross College for Holy Cross Women's Soccer Media Day right here on the Regional Radio Sports Network.